In 2023, US officials stopped mining across 17 square miles of Nevada land. The dispute began because NASA needed the flat ground to calibrate Earth-observing satellites. Supporters defend satellite accuracy, while mining firms want access to vital defense minerals. Should resource security outrank space research? Vote now. Protect satellite test grounds, or open federal land for critical mineral development. Railroad Valley in Nevada has flat salt beds. NASA uses these 17 square miles to calibrate satellite sensors, but a firm named 3 Proton Lithium holds nearby mineral leases. Their land contains large tungsten deposits needed for modern defense gear. Meanwhile, China controls 80% of global tungsten and restricts exports. As a result, world tungsten prices jumped nearly 600% recently. Tom, should the government open this blocked land to secure critical military metals?
The federal government must prioritize domestic tungsten security in Nevada today. The company estimates Railroad Valley holds America's largest tungsten deposit, if commercially viable. Tungsten is a critical military metal essential to key defense manufacturing. Defense contractors are paying premium prices to secure scarce niche metals. Ongoing geopolitical conflicts have severely depleted global tungsten supplies in recent years. At the same time, world tungsten prices jumped nearly 600%. Satellite teams can adapt by using alternative calibration methods or digital tools. But defense contractors cannot replace physical metal when factory lines stop. Currently, China controls 80% of the world's tungsten supply. They use strict export curbs to limit access for foreign defense manufacturers. Overdependence on foreign suppliers creates a dangerous national security vulnerability. Recent trade disruptions prove that economic strength requires domestic mining infrastructure. Opening Railroad Valley protects domestic technology and defense sectors from foreign pressure. Securing raw materials is the first duty of national defense.
Tom argues that mineral security is urgent due to foreign supply choke points. He believes satellite programs can adjust, while defense factories need tungsten now. Emily, how do you view this tension between satellite calibration and mineral mining?
Sacrificing NASA's satellite calibration site directly weakens our national security. Railroad Valley provides unique, uncompromised ground terrain for testing space sensors. A calibration site is a locked benchmark room for space instruments. Distracting that ground environment damages measurements across many space programs. The military actively upgrades navigation satellites like NTS-3 to combat jamming. These satellites rely on precise ground calibration to resist electronic warfare. We cannot risk our military space infrastructure for an uncertain mining project. Overriding active space research grounds trades functional tools for distant promises. Commercial mining at Railroad Valley is at least 5 years away. Market analysts stress that key permits and environmental reviews take years. Furthermore, domestic mining projects face massive hurdles in mineral refining capacity. Without specialized processing plants, raw ore cannot become defense-grade metal. Finding raw minerals underground does not guarantee rapid supply security for factories. Damaging essential space infrastructure today for metal 5 years away is unwise.
Emily argues that satellite calibration is essential for immediate military defense. She warns that domestic mining will take years and faces refining hurdles. Tom, how do you address the risk to defense satellite accuracy?
That objection has merit, but space programs can adapt to alternative sites. I grant that navigation systems like NTS-3 provide significant operational defense support. From a strategic standpoint, the economic value of this Nevada deposit is massive. The company assesses this deposit at nearly 1.8 million tons. Based on recent peak prices, the site valuation reaches $152 billion. We can acknowledge that satellite accuracy matters, but physical shortages cause immediate harm. Meanwhile, defense companies are paying premium prices to secure scarce niche metals. Escalating geopolitical conflicts are driving metal costs higher every month. Securing domestic supply outweighs moving satellite test equipment to nearby desert land.
Tom concedes satellite value, but stresses the huge economic worth of Nevada minerals. He maintains that satellite testing can adjust, while defense suppliers need tungsten. Emily, how do you reply to Tom's argument on economic value?
I take the point, but sacrificing space infrastructure is a false choice. We can concede that global tungsten shortages create genuine supply challenges today. Foreign export curbs clearly pressure defence contractors and inflate material prices. What demands serious thought is that we have alternative ways to secure tungsten. National material security can be achieved through strategic stockpiling and allied partnerships. Broad government intervention in domestic sites risks damaging broader market flexibility. Focused stockpiles provide buffer stocks during short-term market squeezes without land disputes. For instance, the government is poised to fund a tungsten mine in Kazakhstan. That plan provides up to $1.6 billion for overseas production. Overseas financing secures needed metal without destroying unique domestic space testing grounds. We do not need to ruin essential NASA calibration sites to protect our mineral supplies.
The debate at Railroad Valley comes down to a fundamental national security choice. Should policy prioritize immediate physical mineral reserves over preserving non-reproducible ground calibration infrastructure? Historical supply chain disruptions show that relying on foreign critical minerals creates major risks. Those past crises established that nations need reliable access to essential raw materials, yet destroying unique scientific assets can permanently weaken satellite defense capabilities. The central question is whether space infrastructure should yield to critical mining demands. To see where this balance lands, watch federal regulators over the next 6 months. Check whether officials uphold NASA's land prohibition or approve international tungsten funding in Kazakhstan. That decision will show if physical reserves take precedence over space calibration grounds. Now it is your turn to practice 3 key debate phrases from today's discussion. First, to enter the debate with a clear perspective, use "from a strategic standpoint." From a strategic standpoint, domestic supply chains protect national security. From a strategic standpoint, space infrastructure requires long-term investment. From a strategic standpoint, market dependence creates severe future risks. Second, to emphasize a crucial point, say, what demands serious thought is. What demands serious thought is how long new mines take to build. What demands serious thought is whether satellite calibration can be relocated easily. What demands serious thought is the total cost of foreign material dependence. Third, to concede a point before replying, try. That objection has merit, but. That objection has merit. But immediate mineral needs cannot be delayed. That objection has merit. But international partnerships offer a safer path forward. That objection has merit. But satellite accuracy remains critical for national defense. Which of these expressions will you use in your next debate? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join us next time on The Breakfast Debate.